Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating an affordable makeup look using all products that you can find at your local drugstore. Even the brushes and tools that I'll be using in this look are drugstore products. So let's start off prepping the skin. I'm going to be using the Burt's Bees lip balm, which has been one of my favorite lip balms forever. And then I'm going to prime my skin using the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I love this for priming my skin because it helps my makeup last all day long and it feels so nice. Then to prime my eyelids, I'm going to be using this Essence eyeshadow primer. This is the Eyes Heart Stage Eye Primer. This is nice because it neutralizes the lid with a little bit of color and it prevents the shadows from creasing and fading. For complexion, I'm going to start off using one of my favorite drugstore foundations. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Foundation, and I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild flat top foundation brush. These foundation brushes from Wet n Wild are so inexpensive and such great quality. I highly recommend them. So I'm going to be buffing this foundation into my skin using nice even strokes. I do self-tan my body, so I like to make sure I really buff the product in so that I look nice and even. I'm going to be concealing and highlighting using the Rimmel Match Perfection. This is a really nice drugstore concealer, and I love using this to help brighten my skin. So choosing a color that's a little bit lighter than my foundation shade, I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes, up on my cheekbones, and even to the center of my face, such as my forehead, my chin, my cupid's bow, and my nose. And that is going to give me a nice, bright, highlighted effect without having to use a ton of different products. This is one of my favorite makeup sponges. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. This is a perfect dupe for the Beauty Blender. It's a great drugstore alternative, and I'm going to be using this to blend out my concealer. It's really important to make sure you blend your concealer well, especially when you're highlighting, so that your makeup doesn't look cakey and it gives you a nice airbrushed finish to your skin. When you highlight with concealers, it can look thick and heavy, so make sure you're a master blender. I'm going to go in and set all this makeup in place using the Coty Loose Airspun Powder. This is a very popular product. It's been around for years, and I'm going to load it up on my sponge and set my concealer. Setting your concealer will make sure it doesn't crease, it doesn't fade, and it lasts all day long on your skin. For bronzer, I'm going to be using this NYC Sunny Bronzer, which is a nice matte drugstore option. And I'm going to be using a Real Techniques brush to buff this onto my skin. I like a lot of color, so I'm going to really buff this into my forehead, up on my temples. I'm going to add some color to my cheeks and a little bit of sculpting underneath the cheekbones as well. Then I'm going to reach into my NYX contour kit. I love this contour kit. I'm going to be taking the highlighters from this kit and adding it underneath my eyes. Even though I already brightened this look, I love these highlighters so much I want to add a little bit of extra brightness to the center of my face. Then for blush, I'm using the Milani blush. I love Milani blushes. They blend so well and they have great pigmentation. So I'm going to be taking my Sonia Kashuk brush and adding this color to my cheeks. I love this brush. I think it is a great drugstore option. It's very comparable to some high-end blush brushes that I love. And I'm going to buff this out onto my cheeks. I'm going for more of a glowy look today, so I'm adding quite a bit of color. There aren't a lot of highlighter options at the drugstore, so I'm using a baked blush from Hard Candy in the shade Tiki. And this isn't the most intense highlighter in the world, but as you build it up, you can get a pretty glowy effect, which I love. Now for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using an e.l.f. All Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This is the Mad for Mattes Shadow Palette. I love the shape, size, and color selection of this palette, but I did find it a little tricky to work with. I started off using one of the mid-tone shades and applying it all over my entire lid. I buffed this color up onto my crease and as well as my upper crease as a transition shade, and I'm using this color as a base color for the rest of the eyeshadows. I'm going to really focus on building up and packing on color with this makeup tutorial because these are drugstore shadows. They aren't the easiest thing to blend in the world. So I'm going to start up from lightest shades and work my way deeper. That's a great trick if you have a hard time getting shadows to blend, is start off light and work your way up. The lightest to darkest you go, the easier the products will be to blend, and they'll just kind of seamlessly mesh together on your eyelids by themselves. Remember to take your time and always blend, blend, blend. Here I'm using more of a deeper shade, and I'm working my way into darker and darker shades, starting in the crease section and bringing it down to the lash line to create more of a dark smoky look. This is one of my favorite blending brushes from the drugstore. It's by Lab 2. It is such a great brush. If you were looking for good drugstore options, definitely check out this brand. Now I'm going to add some color to my lower lash line. I think it's really important to smoke out some shadow underneath the eye when you're doing a heavier makeup look so that you don't look top heavy. Now I'm going to be using a L'Oreal Infallible shadow as my highlight color. This is such a beautiful color. It adds so much shimmer and so much brightness to this look. I'm going to take this color up on my brow bone for a beautiful shimmering highlight. And then I'm also going to take it into my inner tear ducts to add some brightness and make me look nice and awake. For eyeliner, I'm going to start off using the NYX Wonder Pencil, which is a nude liner. I'm going to focus this in my waterline to help brighten my eyes up. I love using nude liner in the waterline. Then I'm going to go in with a black liquid liner. This is the Essence Pen Liner. This is so user-friendly. I love using liquid pen liners on my upper lash line because you have so much control and you can get a very precise application, and I love this liner. For brows, I'm going to be using my NYX Brow Gel, and I'm going to sculpt out my brow shape. I love this brow product because it holds all your little hairs in place while giving a nice pigmented, bold brow. I've been using this product for months, and it's one of my favorite drugstore options. For lashes, I'm going to be using my Ardell Demi Wispy lashes, and I'm also going to use the Revlon Dark Lash Adhesive. And then for lips, I'm going to be using the Milani Plum Rose shade, which is a really pretty pink rosy shade. I think this adds beautiful color to the lips, but I decided I wanted something a little bit more neutral. So after applying this lipstick, I went in with a nude lip gloss from NYX. This is a very pigmented gloss that adds a beautiful shine and gave me a very nice neutral look. Now I'm going to be setting all my makeup in place with the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Setting Spray, and this look is complete. For a list of all the product details, please visit beautybymadysonkate.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in a later video.